Welcome to the DisabiliTEA, a podcast where we have candid discussions about all things related to disability. Short-term, long-term, financial claims, impact on other areas of life, causes in the workplace, and more. With your host, attorney Anjel Burgess. You can find this show at www.disabilityhelpline.com and on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. Now here's the host of the DisabiliTEA, Anjel Burgess.
Hello and welcome to the DisabiliTEA. We are so pleased to have a special guest with us today, attorney LaShonda Council Rogers. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
We are so excited to talk with you today and to learn more about your areas of specialization. If you would just start off briefly by telling us just a little bit about you and your firm.
Okay. My name is LaShonda Council Rogers, and I am the owner of Council and Associates. And Council and Associates is a boutique personal injury law firm located in Atlanta, Georgia, but we service clients statewide in Georgia and also in South Carolina. And so we've been in business for about 13 years and been going strong ever since.
Well, we are so pleased to have you with us today. I know that there are a lot of questions that people have about personal injury, so we are happy for your expertise. The first question that I'd like to just ask you is, what made you decide to become a personal injury attorney?
Well, I always ask people if they want to know the politically correct answer or if they want to know the real answer. So I don't know with your audience which one they want, but I'll go with the actual real answer.
Yes, that's the one, right?
So I was doing a lot of corporate real estate work in about, I think it was maybe 2007, 2008. And that's when the real estate market crashed. And I remember it was on a Friday. I got called into a partner's office. And basically, I was told, hey, we have to let you go. You haven't been making your billable hours. But really, no one was making their billable hours because the market tanked. And so I remember leaving that meeting thinking, okay, what in the world am I going to do with my life? And I distinctly remember that Sunday, I was in church crying on the front row because I thought my life was over because I lost my job. And mind you, I didn't really like the job, but that's all I knew. And I was afraid to really branch off and do anything else. So I was at home, and another great tidbit, I was pregnant with my daughter. So I was really in the dumps. And so one of my friends, she was a doctor. She had a family member, and she asked me to help her. It was her aunt with a personal injury matter. And my immediate response was absolutely not, because I'm not an ambulance chaser. I am not one of those types of lawyers that you see on a billboard. I thought at that point, I thought personal injury attorneys were crooks. So it just wasn't for me. So she kept asking. And finally, I was like, fine, I will help her, but this is it. So got through the case, and I realized, okay, I didn't chase an ambulance, one. I really got a chance to help someone too, which is something very new, because on the corporate side, you're dealing with businesses and transactions. So you really I didn't get a chance to really know my client, but I really got to know this client. And I realized, you know what? Maybe I'll take one more case. And then one more case turned into 2, 3, 4. And from my basement to a 1-room office to a 2-room office to now here we are. So not a pretty story, but a real story nonetheless.
Wonderful. Isn't it great how things sometimes just find you, just opportunities land in your lap, and you find out what a good fit it is for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because had that not happened, I probably would have still been at the firm, and I would have been absolutely miserable because I didn't have at that point, the wherewithal or the strength or the courage to say, you know what, I can do this. I can make this work for myself and my family. And I just would have been there and waiting for my gold watch in 20 years.
Right. Wonderful. Wow, that's a great story. So now, fast forward to now,
Okay.
um, tell us about your team because you've got a great practice. Kind of tell us about how things work at your office.
Okay. So right now there's 10 of us, but we're adding 2 new team members within the next month. Half of our staff is virtual and the other half is remote. Did not think that I could ever have a remote arm of the firm prior to COVID, but I noticed that, clients like technology, and even though I didn't embrace it initially, they
Right.
did. And we've been going strong ever since. We have a rotating schedule where sometimes the people who are remote, if they want to, they can come in. And the people who are pretty much day to day in office, if they want to spend some time at home working, that's just fine. So we've definitely been growing and continue to grow and still looking for good, talented people to join the team.
That is wonderful. So how do you juggle, the practice while managing, such a large team?
It's it's interesting. Interesting. I try my best to stay on task. Things don't always go as planned. And I'm a mom. I have 2 small kids, married, and I just always have a lot on my plate. And so I'm always tickled when people ask me, well, how do I juggle it? Honestly, I don't know. It's one of those things where you just do it. You
Right.
do it. And luckily, I've been able to put things in their proper place while still servicing clients, but I don't have a sweet, wonderful answer for that. It's just one of those things where I know what's important. I value my family and I value my clients, and we just make it work. And I've learned to rely on my team. They're my team for a reason, and we support one another. And I support them in the same way because we're definitely very family oriented. So that's one thing that I'm mindful of when I'm dealing with my team is that everybody's human. And in order for them to perform at a top level, they have to be happy. And whatever makes them happy, I try to accommodate it so that we can then in turn make our clients happy.
Having a great team it's invaluable.
Hmm.
It really helps service your clients and maximize everyone's quality of life. So
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah. I often tell people that if my team quits, I'm quitting with them. So if they leave, we're all going to find another job. 'Cause I can't, I wouldn't be able to manage without them.
understood. Understood. So, as a personal injury attorney, a prospective client, what types of matters would they bring to you to get some assistance?
Okay, well, our firm handles automobile accidents, trucking accidents. And when I say trucking accidents, these are commercial truck accidents, 18-wheelers, tractor trailers, box trucks, Amazon trucks. And we also handle daycare center abuse, which is really um, to the far left when you think about it, when you're thinking about auto and trucking. And then here we come with daycare center abuse. From time to time, we will handle a slip and fall case.
Okay.
We handle negligent security cases and wrongful death cases as well. So we pretty much take care of the gamut. And if we can't, we definitely will partner with other firms to make sure that the clients are adequately serviced.
Okay. So, how do personal injury attorneys get paid? How would, you know, a lot of people probably think, okay, well, I don't have the money to pay a retainer to hire an
Mhm.
attorney. So, how does payment work with your firm?
So we work on what's called a contingency fee basis, meaning our clients don't owe us a dime until we recover for them. So if there's no recovery, they don't owe us anything. And so we always tell them it's a win-win situation. They cannot lose. So as long as they uphold their end of the bargain, meaning that they obtain the medical care and the treatment that they need, we're able to 9 times out of 10 have a very positive result for them. And then at the end, we will then take a small percentage of the recovery as our fee, but no upfront costs at all.
Okay. So it's a win-win in another way also, because you're going to take cases that you feel that you can help people to win and help people to
Absolutely.
recover money from, as opposed to just kind of taking anything that walks in the front door.
Correct. Correct. First and foremost, there must be an injury. Sometimes clients call us and they are interested in just getting their car repaired,
Okay.
or something along those lines. And unfortunately, we're just not set up to handle that. So if a client has a serious injury and they need help with medical bills, help trying to figure out how they're going to get back on their feet, we're here to help them with that type of situation. Because being in an accident can be devastating. And oftentimes our clients, they don't know how they're going to pay their medical bills. They don't know how they're going to care for their family. They don't know if they're going to have a job
Right.
if due to being absent because of their injuries. And so that's where we step in and we ease that pain and we help guide them through the process, because it's a difficult process.
Sure. And it can be a long process, right?
Yes, it can be. Some cases can take 6 to 8 weeks. Other cases can take a year or plus, depending on which route the case goes. So the case is filed in court, meaning litigation, that adds more time, but often the recovery is much greater. So we look at it on a case-by-case basis. We roundtable with our team to come up with a plan that is well suited for the client. And obviously, we get the client's input, because some clients, no matter what, they say, Attorney Rogers, we don't want to see a courtroom at all. Let's see what we can do absent going to court. And we accommodate that for our clients.
Okay. Now, I know we have in my office many clients who come to us who may have been injured in an automobile accident. And because of those injuries, they're no longer able to work and they need help filing for disability.
Mm-hmm.
My preference is, if at all possible, I like to help my clients from the outset, right?
Sure.
I like to be there from the very beginning to walk them through the process, to guide them through the process. From a personal injury standpoint, what is your preference? At what point should someone contact you for help?
Immediately, because we want to make sure that our clients understand the process and they don't do anything to jeopardize their claim. For
Okay.
instance, giving a recorded statement to the at-fault party's insurance company can sometimes be very detrimental. I tell clients all the time, unless you're trained at giving a recorded statement, everybody stinks at it.
Mhm.
So I understand that they may, Google how to do a recorded statement online, but that is not the same as getting legal advice and not the same as letting us coach you so that you understand the process and you understand what you're being required to do and how it can affect your case. Another issue that we have when clients do not seek our legal representation early is we're in a day and age where people love to post things on social media.
Absolutely.
Now, after an accident, it is not the time to do that, because the insurance adjusters scrutinize everything they see on social media. They will use it against the clients. So unless you have someone guiding you and telling you don't do that, you can really, a potential client can really cause the value of their case to diminish greatly.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Very good to know. So, in an age where we hear so many commercials on the radio, we see so many ads on TV, we see so many billboards with, various personal injury firms advertising.
Mhm.
What makes your firm unique? Why should someone reach out to you as opposed to, an attorney that they heard on the radio?
Well, first and foremost, communication is key. at our firm, we have systems to make sure that we are constantly communicating with our clients. A lot of times we get clients from other firms that call us because they complain about not hearing from their attorney. They complain about just not knowing what's going on with the process, not having any guidance, or just being afraid and not knowing what steps they should take to maximize their claim. And to me, if you're hiring an attorney, you shouldn't have those worries.
Right.
That is what you hire a professional to do. And so we are a small firm, relatively speaking, 10, 12, 13 almost. And we unfortunately can't take every case, but the cases that we do take on, we work them very well and we leave no money on the table. A lot of times when you're dealing with a larger firm, it's what I call the good enough mentality. Like, oh, this amount is good enough for this client. No, we don't do good enough. We do the best. And when we feel like it's the best, that's when we talk to our client and let them know, hey, this is where we are. What do you want to do? We give them choices. We don't tell them, no, you're going to settle this case. No, because if they don't want to, we're ready, willing, and able, and we love to go to trial on cases. So that's what makes us different. We definitely do not have a cookie cutter approach when it comes to clients because everyone is different. Everyone needs something that is unique to them. And we want to make sure that we have lifelong friends in our firm. We always say, once you're a part of the Council Associates family, you're not getting rid of us because we always stay in contact, even when the case is over, because we pride ourselves on really helping people and helping our clients. And when you have a larger firm with numbers and just so many people in and out, it's a revolving door and you just don't get that personalized touch.
And that's so important.
It
when
is.
you've been injured and you don't know where to turn. You need to have, an attorney who is going to be looking out for your best interests and making sure that you get the things that you need.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, I know that aside from all the work that you're doing with the counsel firm, that you have a project, the Legally LaShonda project, that you are also working on. Tell us about that.
So Legally LaShonda is something that I've been trying to do for years. And basically, I want this to be a one-stop shop for legal services because sometimes when people call me after we've completed representation, they have family law issues. They have questions about disability. They have questions about Social Security. So we want to be the go-to person to help guide them in the right direction when it comes to legal representation, because there are not a lot of people out there that will help if it's not their practice area. Obviously, we don't specialize in family law, so we won't practice family law, but we can tell them what to look for and have people present information for potential clients to consider. So basically, we just want to be a legal one-stop shop that will help the average consumer understand and digest the legal process across the board. So that's what Legally LaShonda is.
That is very much needed.
Oh, yeah, I definitely believe so.
Absolutely. So please, when we're talking about disability, Social Security disability, please add Burgess and Christensen.
Oh, absolutely. Y'all are already on the list. What are you talking about? Don't need to add you. You're already there.
Wonderful. Well, you have provided so much helpful and useful information for us today. And I've got a couple more questions for you. The first being, how can someone reach out to you? How can they contact you for assistance with a personal injury matter?
Well, first and foremost, you can find us on the internet. Our website is www.ourfirmcares. You can Google us, and I am very proud to say that we have over 250 plus 4- and 5-star ratings for our firm. So just Google us. Also, you can give us a call, 404-526-8857. And if you want to send us a smoke signal, we'll get that too. or if you want to contact us at info@thecouncilfirm.com. So there's no excuse. We're everywhere.
All right. And also, you're also on social media.
Oh, absolutely. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We actually just started TikTok a couple of weeks ago. So anywhere someone is, we're there.
Okay, wonderful. And the last question that I have for you is, we appreciate your assistance and your, willingness to come talk with the public and just kind of educate people on personal injury matters. Are there any other dynamic attorneys that you would recommend to be guests on this podcast?
Absolutely. I highly recommend my good friend Tracy Benzo. She specializes in workers' compensation claims. And a lot of times with Social Security, disability, and personal injury, obviously there is a workers' compensation element to it. So that is someone that I would highly recommend for your podcast.
Wonderful. So we have not yet had a workers' compensation attorney to come and provide us with some information. So that is a wonderful recommendation. We appreciate it very much. And we appreciate you, Attorney LaShonda Council Rogers, for being with us today on the episode of the DisabiliTEA. For more information about the council firm, we will provide a link to the law firm so that you can reach out for anyone that has any questions or needs any assistance. And for more information about the DisabiliTEA, we are available on multiple formats, including Spotify, Apple Music. We are also available on the web at Burgess and Christensen, and we are available on Facebook. So this has been the DisabiliTEA. We thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to talking with you next time.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the DisabiliTEA with Anjel Burgess. Thank you for your positive reviews, comments, and sharing the show with others. You can catch prior episodes at www.disabilityhelpline.com and on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more.